how do I? No, there we go.
Hold on. I want to hear her version of love. What's your version of love? Let me tell you what your version of love is. You're hugging wicked people. You're hugging wicked people, man, and you're an abomination to God. You're loving people straight to hell. Hey, you wicked woman, you wicked demon, demonic woman, I know you. I know your spirit. Let me tell you something. You can love people straight to hell. You know that? Did you know that, sir? You can love people straight to hell. Did you know that?
No.
You sure can.
This love you're giving is not of Jesus.
You can pat him right on the back and say, man, I love you. You can just keep on sinning, bro.
No.
Yeah.
Sin's imaginary. It's made up by God.
Imaginary. What's imaginary?
You're an unbeliever.
My dad is a devil.
You're
He's
following.
a father.
He said this wasn't a sin.
Well, no. You're saying that
Killing's
Satan
not a sin?
is my father.
No. I'm asking you.
Killing's not
Did
a
your
sin?
dad say this is not a sin?
No. You guys claim that Satan's my father, not my actual father. He lives in Georgia.
No, when you follow the ways of the wicked ones, then your father is the devil. Jesus told several people. He told the people in the temple that they were following their father,
that sounds like a bunch of rhetoric that I just don't believe in.
Because you're Satan.
It's in the Bible.
I can guarantee you I'm morally better than all of you plus your God.
Well, that don't matter.
Oh, you making a judgment?
That don't even matter.
Yeah.
You gotta be saved to go to heaven.
Did I say you're not supposed to judge?
No.
But most of your side does say you can't judge.
Listen. Name one other service that they provide here. Name one other service. No, they don't provide any other services.
I don't care about any other service. I care
Oh
about
yeah,
babies.
it's a health center.
They kill babies.
Yeah, they kill babies though.
What's the matter
No.
with babies?
What's a baby to you
They kill
exactly?
babies.
Is a fetus?
It's something with a baby.
Give me one true statistic on abortion. One true statistic on abortion.
Walk away from the center. You're a
Walk away. No. You're sitting here yelling at these people, telling them all this shit. No, I want. Hey,
You all can repent. Don't touch me, dude. You touch me again, I'm gonna drop you.
I'm not
You touch
touching.
me again, I'm gonna drop you. You understand that?
I'm not touching.
This is non-violent.
No
If you touch
touching.
me again, I will defend myself.
I'm not touching you.
Do not touch me again.
I moved over
Get
this
out of my
way.
face. You're a threat right now. Get out of my face.
Get out of your face. I'm
out of my
moving around.
face.
That's what your lawyer said, right? As long as you're moving
I'm
around,
watching.
not
Touch
objecting.
me again, you'll see what happens.
Didn't touch you in the first place.
Get out of my face. Don't touch me again. Do not touch me again. Agent provocateur.
I'm an agent
Do
provocateur.
not touch me again.
I know all of y'all say.
You're overstepping your bounds, big boy.
I'm
You're overstepping
overstepping.
your bounds, big boy, yeah. You need to back up. Don't touch me again. You put your hands on me, the whole thing changes. You understand me? The whole thing changes, bro.
Back up.
The whole thing changes. Back up. You're invading my personal space.
Non-violence right here. No violence.
You touch me again. You touch me again.
Use our words. Let's use our words.
You think I'm a
Give
coward
it.
because I'm a Christian? I'm going to tell you something. I'm bold as a lion, boy. I'm bold as a lion. Jesus' disciple Peter cut a man's ear off.
Name
You understand
one
me?
statistic
you
on
think we should
abortion.
just turn the other cheek?
Name
Go
one
ahead and slap me,
statistic.
And I'll let you slap the other one and then see what happens after the third
I
one.
bet you can't name one statistic. One statistic. Just give one
I don't argue
statistic.
statistics with reprobates.
What?
I don't argue statistics with reprobates who twist statistics.
I'm not twisting
Yeah,
anything.
you are. Everything about you's a lie, dude.
What have I
You don't even
said?
believe in God. You don't even believe in God, so everything that comes out of your mouth is a lie, according to the Bible. Everything that comes out of your mouth is a lie, according to Scripture.
Lipstick on a pig.
One
Bunch of
statistic.
reprobate baby killers.
They've admitted it.
One statistic.
Willie Parker,
One statistic.
public debate.
Just give me one statistic.
Human beings.
One
That's this
statistic.
assassin that comes here. Are you
One
people that
statistic.
Stupid.
One
Are you
statistic.
that stupid?
One statistic. Just give me one statistic. Give me one statistic. On abortion. I'm not playing a mind game.
I know all your.
I'm not playing a mind
92%
game.
of women have abortions for sheer convenience. There's a statistic for you.
Hey,
Rape only happens half of a percent of the time. Okay? Here's another
Listen.
statistic. Here's another one. Only 1% or less are for health reasons. And that's still skeptical. Okay, you don't know anything. You are a reprobate, you are a child of Satan, and you're headed straight for hell. You don't know, oh God! Why did I not sound like in hell if you don't repent.
Why are you screeching like a 5-year-old?
Because that's what hell's gonna sound like for you! That's what it's gonna sound like for you, boy! It's gonna sound like that! Weeping and gnashing of teeth!
So easy.
You're gonna scream in bloody torment for the rest of your life in hell! That's what's gonna happen, boy!
Honestly, making it a lot harder for us that are
The
standing
lake of
at
fire.
front lines.
Second death.
I appreciate what you're doing. If you maybe want to try, they're a little bit quieter across the street. They might be more inclined to listen to reason.
Abortion is murder.
I've been watching his live stream, and him yelling all this stuff at you, and I just,
This woman right here is the
I'm
worst.
sorry if I'm making
You're the
it
most wicked, babbling, demonic woman I think I've ever seen in my life.
If you want
You're the most wicked, demonic woman I've ever seen in my life. You got nothing to say now, do you? You just come out here and yell at women when it's 2 to 5, but you got nothing to say to me, do you, you wicked witch? Do you? I can see the demon in you right now. You are so filled with demons. You ain't got no power. What the hell you're walking away? You got no power with the word of God. No power against the word of God. I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. Wicked demon. The rainbow is a promise from God. It's not about we came to bring the heat today, boys and girls. We're bringing the heat of the word of God. The truth. The truth. And it might be hurtful to some of you, and it should be. You should come under conviction of your sins. You're all murderers under the law now. You've been murderers under God's law already. That's right, you old man. You should know better. You don't have much longer to go. You should know better. Look at those eyes all bugged out. What's wrong with you? You think it's okay to butcher babies? You think you're morally right, morally just? No different. Sacrifice for convenience. There is nothing good about you. There is absolutely nothing good about any of you right now. But you can turn from it. I used to be a wicked sinner too. I used to be a wicked sinner just like you. I'm not out here unrighteously judging, I'm righteously judging. Because I have seen the beam in my own eye and I've plucked it out. Now I live a righteous life for God. I will sacrifice my life and I will be persecuted in this age. That's what it takes. If you guys are not beating me into submission, you can send me on the death threats you want. It doesn't matter. Oh, and I get them too. I get a lot of death threats in my inbox every single day. You think you little cowardly liberal baby killers can scare me? No, I have no fear. I have none. No fear at all. You're laughing, old man. You don't even know because you're ignorant. The baby's over there. You're ignorant. You don't even know what happens. Your side is a bunch of violent, wicked, vile people. You have no idea. You have no idea. If you guys thought for 1 second that one of the babies that's killed in there might cure cancer, you know, might bring peace to the world, have you ever thought about that? It used to be that you didn't want the children to die because they may grow up and be somebody great that helps humanity. But you don't care, dude. You don't care about that. You want death because you want to depopulate the earth. You want to depopulate the earth because that's all that force is nothing but a bunch of depopulation. Because you got wicked people at the top, rich people that think that this earth belongs to them, and they don't want all of us down here. They call us useless eaters. That's the people that y'all are following. And so they have all this work. You know that? All of that. That's all about depopulation. We will help you take care of it. You guys know it. Did you guys go to some of the other protests about wars and stuff? I went to protests for wars. I've been at war protests. I've been at war protests. War is wrong. War is wrong too. Death and sin. It's all wrong. It's okay. Oh, you say it's okay to kill a baby. They want civil war. They want civil war. They say it. I read on the forum. They want civil war. They're so violent. They butcher babies. Is it any surprise? What about equal rights for those babies? You guys know that you assault conservative rights. You assault Christians. You're just a bunch of wicked, violent people by nature. You know that that's not a part of the woman's body. She has a choice not to get pregnant. She can use birth control. She cannot have sex. That's when the choice is made, guys. Not here. Making an innocent life pay for a mistake of an adult or two adults. Come on. Wake up. Wake up. Reach into your heart. Let God reach into your heart and open your eyes to what's going on. You guys know better. You guys know better. What if they're killing right now a little baby that was going to grow up? It's going to grow up and bring peace to the Middle East or bring peace to the world. You know that? That's not only a life, that's an opportunity for everybody to be benefited from. Each life benefits a whole bunch of other people. I'm trying to appeal to your heart if you still have one. I'm trying to appeal to that. You guys know what the thing is right.
I swear to Christ, these people are so fucking ridiculous. You know, honestly, I'm not surprised they couldn't give me like any one statistic on abortion except for the statistics that they want. Also, it's very hilarious that they are sitting there talking about how I'm twisting statistics when they were clearly twisting statistics. So it's so amazing. And yeah, I don't know if you guys could hear, but the woman that was behind me asked me to leave because she felt like I was just making things worse. And I mean, I could see that. So I just didn't like the fact that they were sitting there yelling all of these horrible things to these people. And I don't know, I guess I just thought that if I put myself in between them, it could help, but apparently it was just making things worse. So, I don't know. They're right here in my hometown, and I just felt like I should be out here to like document, record, or anything. And I don't know. Megaphone, yeah, they had a megaphone. I like how the guy was like, "Don't assault me, don't assault me." I did like I moved in front of him and like the back of my hand grazed him just because I was a little too close. I also like how they didn't know any other services that they possibly could have like give here, because like abortion services is just such a small amount of the services they provide. Far more good other good services other than abortion. The Warriors for Christ guy did. That was the guy with the MAGA hat and the phone and everything. The guy with the MAGA hat. He's actually the Warriors for Christ YouTube channel who's live streaming this right now too. And I thought it was really hilarious how they hi, I'm sorry, am I still too close?
No. When this is all over, would you mind sharing your video with us?
Oh yeah, I can do that.
Okay, you can put it on a thumb drive or however, and leave it here at the clinic for us.
All right. Well, actually, I'm live streaming it on my YouTube channel.
I want to put all of our video together and give it to the city.
Okay.
It's,
I'm really sorry if I was just making.
You're private citizen. You're not part of our group. But I want to get all of the video that everybody's taken and give it to the city and say, and this is what you're promoting.
Okay.
That's why I'm really coming down on our people that we not react to them.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
but
like,
you're a private citizen.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I didn't want to go over there because like those are still like anti-choice people. And
well, these are anti-choice. These are beyond anti-choice.
Yeah.
Anyway, if you wouldn't mind doing
Yeah.
I would sincerely appreciate it. You can get us a copy of it.
Yeah, I can actually email the live stream to you if you want, or I don't know how you want me to get it to you guys.
I don't know. You're more tech savvy than I am. I just want to have it so I can put it on a DVD or something that everybody's video all together. And give it to the city.
Okay.
This is what you're promoting.
Okay. I'm sorry. What's your name,
My
ma'am?
name's Josie.
Josie.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you can do that, or you can get my contact information from them.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll do that.
Your name is-
John Gleason.
Okay.
Pro-lies. Yes, definitely pro-lies. So, the people have had to erect a wall, like a little partition, so that like people that were coming to the center wouldn't be like assaulted by these people. Like just the visual assault of these people. It's so horrible. There is a lot of hate here. I mean, at least they've moved away from the escorts over here, because that's what they are. They're wearing the things stating that they're escorts to protect people that actually still want to come here and get women's health services. Which, by the way, they don't only provide like abortion services here. It's a women's health center. They provide other fucking things, but these people only see like what they want to hate. And it's just so fucking ridiculous. Oh, another thing is that on his live stream, he said that the citizens of Hunstville just don't want abortion or anything like that. And I mean, it's not that I want abortion, but I'm pro-choice. And this is a basic health issue. Like, these are basic health services. And these people want to restrict them. And I don't understand that. That guy, I just shook my head at him. You guys couldn't see me shake my head, but it's not the fetus's body too. The mother's body has to keep the fetus alive. I don't understand why these people are so proud of being so hateful. Jesus fucking Christ. I don't know. Kind of seems like they're taking a rest now from all the hate. Well, I don't know. If you can see it, the Warriors for Christ people have moved all the way down there. I mean, at least they're not screaming at these nice people over here now, though. And there's like, there are only anti-abortion people here. I mean, of course, I guess normal fucking people are at work. I mean, I'm not at work, but I took the day off because of Memorial Day weekend. Hey, sir? I'm live streaming, by the way. Do you mind if I ask you a couple questions?
Go ahead.
Okay, so why do you feel that abortion is murder?
I feel abortion is murder because it says so in the Bible.
Oh, okay. I mean, there's no other reason for it. I mean, you know, the Bible actually has a specific verse in it that talks about aborting a child, right?
We're talking about Numbers 5. Well, it doesn't say there's a child in the womb, and that's it doesn't say anything actually about a baby. It talks about a woman's womb, but we don't know there's any child in it.
Well, no, I mean, it talks about a woman who's suspected of like getting possibly pregnant by another person, and so they taste she drinks a bitter drink to flush out her system and clear out like any baby that might be in there. Can you answer me this next question? Is when exactly do you think a woman knows that she's pregnant?
When does a woman? Well, it's different for different women, but normally between 2 and 6 weeks they find out.
Well, actually, technically, they count from the last period that the woman had to the next period as a full month, and so the woman could get pregnant anytime in there. So the first 4 weeks, you actually don't really know if you're pregnant or not. I mean, you can get tests that can give you an inclination of it, but it's really only confirmed if you go and get like a blood test or whatnot from the doctor.
Right.
Right. So, I mean, do you know like what percentage of abortions happen prior to 13 weeks?
No, it doesn't matter. It's still murder. Even a morning after pill taken the next day would still be murder.
Why is that murder exactly? Like the morning after pill? Do you know what it does?
Yes. Well, it kills a living embryo.
Well, no, it actually prevents embryo from implanting into the uterine
But it's
wall.
still alive before it implants.
How do you define life then? Because the bill that was recently passed defines life or whatnot at the first heartbeat.
Well,
So
I don't agree with that bill. That was a bad bill.
The recent law that was passed here is a bad law to pass.
Yeah, I opposed
Why?
it.
Oh, because it starts at the heartbeat.
Well, Alabama bill actually doesn't mention heartbeat. Georgia and some other states do, but any of those laws are wrong because they don't define life as being at conception.
Okay, so I mean, I still don't understand why you consider like just a clump of cells to be life.
Because it's a human. Once the egg is being terminated, it is now a human being, distinct from the mother.
No, it's really not though. I mean, you know that the cell. I mean, like it can't live outside the mother.
Well,
Like,
that's
it's
true,
if
but-
it's distinct from the mother, I would think that it would be viable, but it's not. It's just a clump of cells.
Well, a newborn baby's not viable either.
Wait. So you're saying that a newborn baby's not viable?
Well, apart from its mother, it would die inside the womb or out of the womb. Viability isn't a test of whether someone's alive or not.
Well, as far as like a fetus or a newborn child goes, like, I guess I don't understand what your concept of viability is. Viability is just being able to live on its own outside of the womb. So, I mean,
Viability doesn't matter to me. Just like a newborn baby, we shouldn't be able to kill a newborn baby even if it's not viable apart from someone, or a woman who is 90 years old and is on life support or whatever. We shouldn't be able to just stab her because she can't live without our help. That really doesn't matter. The Bible says that life begins at conception, and we're not allowed to kill a human being.
Well,
after that point.
why did you go to stabbing a woman on life support just because she's on life support?
I'm saying that woman, if taken off that, she would not be able to live apart from our help. That just because they can't live apart from our help doesn't give us a right to kill them.
Well, I mean, after they're born, though, that's a really big distinction. There is the fact that is a person that's on life support, that's been born, that's been living, and it normally it's up to the person that's on life support as to whether or not they want to stay on life support. If they don't mention anything, then it's their next of kin. But for the fetus is not viable. It hasn't become a child. It hasn't become a
But according
person.
to the Bible, that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Actually, the personhood begins at the moment of conception, according to the Bible.
Okay. If that is true, then can you name the single most abortive thing in the world right now?
The most procedure?
No. Like, who has killed the most quote unquote babies as you would see them in the womb? Who has killed the most right now?
I mean, well, I would think that miscarriage would kill more babies than abortion.
Right. And so who would dictate that in your worldview?
God dictates everything.
Okay, so God kills the most babies.
I wouldn't say that. God ordains every single thing that happens. God has ordained.
Right. So if 50% of I believe the statistic is 50% of pregnancies end in miscarriage, then why wouldn't God be the most? Like, why wouldn't God be the one responsible for being the most baby killer, or the biggest baby killer?
Well, that's his prerogative. If he caused one to miscarry, he created the baby, and it's his prerogative if the baby lives or dies. I can't. I'm not here to judge God. I can't. He created me. I have to do whatever he says.
Oh, okay. So let me get this straight. After a baby's born and everything, if God were to tell you to kill a child, you would.
If you say it again.
After a baby's born, if a God told you to kill a child, you would.
I would not, because God has not told me to.
Well, I mean, God tested Abraham with killing his child. Why not you?
That was in the old covenant. We no longer receive revelation from God.
Well, yeah, but
Bible has been closed.
Okay,
You can't
but
get anything else.
But what is the point of that particular thing?
Of which thing?
Of Abraham sacrificing Isaac. What is the point of that entire endeavor?
God was testing Abraham to see if he would follow him or not. But now the revelation is closed, so we know God will never instruct him to do it again.
Well, why not? God always asks us to obey him, and he always tests us with obeying him, and it's up to us to obey him. So if God tells you to kill a child, shouldn't you kill a child?
He can't tell me. It's impossible because the revelation is closed. He has promised us he will never give us any new revelation.
Okay, well, no, I mean, but I've heard many Christians say that they get revelation from God all the time. Do you still get revelation?
They're not correct in that.
Oh, okay. So, I mean, do you believe God speaks to you?
No, I believe he could give us a special guidance that would be in perfect alignment with what is in the Bible. It is impossible that anything that disagrees with the Bible would be from him.
Okay,
and
so
the Bible, what it says now is "Thou shalt not kill," the sixth commandment.
Okay, so one of the main commandments of Jesus, right, is to do unto others as you would have them do unto you. and this abortion is murder, wanting to take away the rights of women. Would you want that to happen to you?
Take away my rights, you mean?
Yes.
Well, I'm not it's never a right to be able to murder someone, is what I mean.
Well, okay,
So,
it's not murder because, I mean, the fetus isn't viable, and it's not a person. So fetus is different than a child, so it's not murder, for one. I get that you think it's murder because the Bible says so, but just because the Bible says so doesn't mean that it actually is murder.
well, that's our whole definition of murder. It comes from God. Apart from God, He's the one that created us, so He's the only one that gets to set the rules for how we live.
Okay.
So, if there's no murder apart from what He says.
Okay, so in the Old Testament, He tells Moses to go in and kill and slaughter men, women, children, young children, like little babies, kill everybody in this one particular town. That happens a couple times in the Old Testament. Was that wrong of God to do, or is that murder?
No, God cannot do anything wrong, and He gave them a special revelation to execute these wicked people who had broken God's law, but now there is no more revelation of killing children. That is not in the law. That was a special revelation given to Moses.
Oh, that's not true. God still kills a lot of children, right?
Well, God ordains every single death that ever happens, so He ordains death of children, but we are not permitted to kill innocent children.
Okay. I guess I still don't understand why God is so special.
He made everything, so we get to set all the rules.
But you see, you're really pushing him, like you're pushing the goalposts on God, on being able to judge God and everything like that. So, like, if me and you do something, it is wrong, but for God, it isn't wrong. That's just special pleading.
No, because He created it. So
I
created it, He gets to do what He wants with it.
I can go and create, several different, like, organisms out of, like, amoebas and shit. Like, I could go and genetically, like, engineer some shit. Does that give me the right to destroy it?
Well, if you were to genetically bring a human, no. But I don't think you can create something out of nothing. It would be something that God gave you to create.
Did I say nothing?
You'd be taking something that God has given you, and you'd be just rearranging these things.
Well, no, but that's not nothing. I didn't say nothing. I said that I could genetically engineer an organism. So...
Right, but God created us out of nothing.
Oh, so God creates us out of nothing?
Yes.
Then why are you complaining about me saying that I can't create something out of nothing? I mean, if it can happen,
well, it can't.
Can it happen again?
It's impossible for us to create something out of nothing.
How do you know that?
How do I know that?
Yeah.
How do I know we can't create something with... Well, because we're not God. Only God has the ability to create ex nihilo, out of nothing.
Oh, okay. So God's magic.
God is not magic. He uses His sovereign power. Everything that has ever been created was created by Him. Nothing, I don't think anything else will be created. So
okay.
We only can rearrange matter that He's given us.
I'm not seeing the difference between God's sovereign power and just magic. Can you elaborate on, like, what makes that difference?
Well, magic is someone using the evil spirits of Satan in order to manipulate the world that God has given us.
Okay.
But God created that. God created good, God created evil, God created Satan. Everything, even magic is done under God's hand.
Okay. So I don't understand what separates the sovereign power or whatnot from God, from magic still. Because, I mean, you describe magic as being from Satan, which I think is a little ridiculous, but that's just me. But you still haven't actually distinguished between, like, God's sovereign power and just magic. Like, if I make a cruise ship disappear, imagine it's behind me. If I make that disappear to you, and it's magical that it disappears, you're saying that Satan did that? Or that's Satan's power?
Not necessarily. It could be an illusion. If it actually was physically removed from the water, it was likely be something supernatural from God, or something that was of the power of Satan. Of course, that power is given to by God.
Well, how would you determine between an illusion and real magic? Like, an illusion is meant to give you the impression that these things actually happen in reality. So how would you be able to determine between the two?
I don't know. Depends on circumstances.
Okay, if you can't distinguish between an illusion and actual Satan magic, how can you make a determination between magic and God's sovereign power?
Well, we have to test the spirit to see if, everything is from God's power. Every single thing that happens is ordained by God and put in motion by God. So if magic were to take place, that would be a part of what God has ordained.
Okay, so
I'm not seeing how this is relevant to abortion.
Well, because we start talking about, magical things and how you can distinguish what is from God and what is not from God.
Every single thing that happens was, before the world was created, was planned out by God. Us having this conversation, you with your hand in your pocket, you wearing glasses, me holding a sign in my left hand, that was all planned by God.
Okay, so is it planned by God that I'm an atheist?
Yes, God has ordained every single thing that happens, and for His glory, He ordained that you would be an atheist and not obey His rules.
So does that mean that He has created me specifically to send me to hell?
Well, I don't know that. Because you could be part of the elect, and He could save you. You are still...
Wait, the elect, I'm sorry to interrupt you. Are you Jehovah's Witness?
No.
No? Okay.
No. The elect means the ones that God has chosen to save. So I don't know what your final destiny will be.
So,
you don't know until the end of time.
Okay. So I guess you disagree with the Warriors for Christ guy that I'm going to be burning and screaming in hell.
Well, it's possible. If you reject Christ, you will. But you're still alive, so you still have a chance to turn to Him.
Oh, no, I'm not turning and sucking that Jesus dick.
Well, we don't know.
No, I definitely know that I'm not sucking Jesus dick.
Well, we don't know what you will do. You don't know. God may have ordained that you will hear the gospel one day and repent and turn to Him.
I will never believe in a magical deity. I'm just telling you straight up that I know what I know, and I know what I believe. I'm not ever going to believe in that. So does that mean that God has made me specifically to go to hell?
If you go to hell, then that would mean that God ordained that you be created, and then that you would go to hell. Every single thing that happens was ordained by God, but that does not negate our own responsibility. If you do go to hell, it's because you've rejected my warning to you, and you have not repented and turned to Christ.
Okay. Sorry, that's the landscape of Christian belief is just so varied, it's hard for me to keep it all straight. Since you're saying that, does that mean that even potentially Hitler is in heaven right now?
If he repented and turned to Christ, I have no...
He believed in Christ. He was a Christian.
Well, he wasn't a Christian because the Bible says that you know Christians by the fruit. But why would you think that Hitler was bad? What makes you? Why would you not like Hitler?
Well, because I wholly condemn genocide.
Obviously not, since you support abortion.
Abortion's not genocide.
Well, who are you to decide what genocide is?
Well, I look to the can you define genocide?
It is killing a whole group, race of people.
Right. Why do you think fetuses are a race of people or a group of people?
Well, they're a group of unborn people that are particularly oppressed in America.
What do you remember from before you were born?
Nothing.
Okay. I appreciate your time.
Yeah, what's your name?
John?
John, I'm Paul.
Hi, Paul. Yeah,
if a civil conversation.
Yeah, it was nice. If you want to look at the interview or anything like that, it's Godless Engineer on YouTube.
Okay.
So it'll be there if you want to do it. But I appreciate the talk.
Godless Engineer. All right.
Yeah. Thanks. All right. Well, it's been about 40 minutes. So I am gonna go home. I'm tired of dealing with these people. I did enjoy the actual conversation that was had. Sorry, I know the phone is real shaky. the actual conversation I had, I felt was pretty good and pretty eye-opening for, you know, what that particular Christian believed. And yeah, I don't know. This stuff, man, it's just, I can't believe it's happening here in Alabama. Well, I can believe it because Alabama is a shit fucking state. That's why I called it Talabama. Oh, all right. Don't trip on God. All right, heathens. Well, it was great to talk to that guy and whatnot. And let's see. Zippo Boy says, John, why wouldn't you use the Bible against them? The Bible condones abortion. I actually did bring that up earlier in the broadcast. I brought it up. They, of course, ignored it, but you know. All right, guys. Well, I am actually going to go, and I will, you know, see you guys later. We got a live stream tonight, and I'll see you guys then. Y'all, don't forget to stand up and use your voice. All that kind of good shit. Bye, heathens. If I can figure out how to stop the stream.